Hello and welcome to Car Mechanic Simulator 2015. Woo, etc. Woo. Alright, so we're just going to crack on with one or two more jobs today. Nothing fancy. I'm just building up a decent wad of cash. I'd like 30 to 40k before I go back to the auction house. I could sell the auction car that we made nice, but I kind of want to just collect a bunch of cars, so I don't really want to sell them. So that's my vague aim at the moment. And to that aim, we are going to a Royale GTR. Oh, don't recognise that. Let's have a go at one of them. So a GTR Royale. Yeah, no, I wouldn't buy an expensive car and put a sort of lacklustery, gunmetal-y colour on like that. But you know, I am going to moan about every single colour that comes in here apparently. So I'm just keeping up appearances really. Good. Lack of engine power. Put in new timing parts. Find and fix gearbox. Paint it this shit colour once more for some completely undone. You know, if you had great big scratches down the side, or someone has sprayed, you know, "fuck your mama" on it or something, and yeah, I'd understand they want to respray it. Why would you bring in a pristine-looking car like this and say, "Hey, could you just respray it?" Because you do this ridiculously cheap $500 respray, whereas normally it would be like 2k or something, or probably even more in dollars. Good, right, well that's that moaned about. Let's get this heap of crap on the path test, and then we'll run it through. Cannot start engine. I wonder if we can do the examination tests. Let's have a look. Time for the OBD. Lobla-dee, obla-da. It tells us that some of the engine parts are ridiculously fooked. Okay. Onwards. Test 2. Blowing up the engine's ass. Yeah. Yep. It's as fascinating for me as it is for you. Hey, you chose to watch this. And there's the random numbers. Right, good. That tells us the fuel pump's fooked, which is good because I never remember to look, never remember to look at the fuel pump because it's down to the end of the car. Oh, let's use the right lifter for a change. It gets jealous if we don't use it occasionally. Not really. It's inanimate. But anyway, let's ignore me. So, lots of timing parts to remove. Let's remind ourselves of the job. We know some of the problems here, and all the problems there. The gearbox will be fine. So, lack of engine power. And the gearbox itself is dead, look. So, engine power. So, the fuel rails are both knackered. There's the fuel filter. Huh. Alright, thought that might be something to check. Whatevs. Right, we need to get into this timing shiz, so let's get these off. Dig our way into the timing area. Belt tensioner. Take the belt off. There we go. So many rollers, you would not believe. Not a bit of curly engine anywhere. Alright, so let's just double check that hasn't helped. No, it hasn't helped. So there's a couple more bits to discover there. Oh, what were the timing parts? Okay, nothing that actually requires us to remove the timing cover, but we might want to do that anyway, so we've still got issues to... Oh, there's the fuel filter. Was that one of the problems? Yes. Good. Well, let's just check the air filter whilst we're here. So that's an engine power issue. Oh, fuck you, stupid way of doing things. Fuck you, due process. Yeah, that's pretty dead to me. Yeah, it's just dead to me. Right, so that's all of the first part removed. No, sorry, the timing parts. Fuel pump, fuel rails, ignition coils. Right, so let's find the ignition coils that are knackered. That's one of them. Why can't I take it out? Oh, I have to be in remove mode now, even... Yeah, I suppose it makes sense. Stupid modes. I don't use it very often, to be honest. Alright, so that one and that one. So that's all. Oh no, the fuel pump I haven't taken out yet. But anyway, belt tension, yes. 2 timing belts. Oh, actually, the timing belts are the bits inside, aren't they? Under there. Crap, I forgot to sell all my stuff before this started again, so I'm going to have to remove all of these and take the engine cover off. Just slightly frustrating me, he says, hoping that he's actually right. You have to take off those before you can take off the timing cover. Yeah. Which I would say was a design flaw, because I'm lazy. Okay, so now we can take off the timing cover. Gives us access to the cam gears and the timing belts, of course. So timing belt 1, timing belt 2. Right, okay, so that's all the stuff we need to remove from the engine as far as I'm aware. So gearbox, do we need to take the starter motor off from no, it's from underneath? So let's raise it up. Okay, and now we can have access, or at least start work on the gearbox. So have to take the drive shaft off. It's a rear wheel car. Have to get far enough away from the drive shaft to be able to register its hugeness. My, that's a big long piece of erect steel you have there. Can touch the gearbox again. We can remove it. Or, you know, leave a bolt slightly in. There we go. And see what needs fixing in here. So it looks like the pressure plate needs to be changed. That's it, I think. Let's do a double check. Yep, just those 2 parts. So I think we've got everything. So, oh no, remembering. How do I turn around? How do I do the thing I do all the time? It's like this. So we go down the fuel pump area. It's embedded in the fuel tank, so you have to kind of tease it out. There we go. So now we can do a shopping trip. So off we go. Engine, air filter, yes. Oil filter, no, fuel filter next. No, fuel pump and 2 fuel rails. So fuel filter, fuel filter, fuel pump. 2 fuel rail DIs, DIs, and 3 ignition coils. Alright, and then we need a belt tensioner. 2 timing belt V8s. Timing belt V8. Water pump V8 and a water pump pulley. Water pump V8. Water pump pulley. Clutch pressure plate. And a gearbox V8. Okay. And then it's the reversal of the removal. One fuel pump. Oh, that's the wrong way. To go that way down the car. Come on, let's find stuff to click on. Pull yourself down the car. See, this is much easier than walking around the car and coming back at it from a different angle. Right, so reassemble their klooch. And then the new gearboxy bit. Gearboxy bit. Yes. Yeah, that's right. Start a motor before we forget. And considering last video where I managed to try and get the customer to take his car out without the drive shaft attached, let's put that on now. Relatively integral. I mean, there's lots of parts to the car which are integral. Drive shaft, definitely one of those. I guess that's everything I have to do from underneath the car, so let's drag it back down. Boop, boop, boop. And reassemble the engine. So, timing belt, timing belt, timing cover. Yes. And all these various parts on the front. On the front. Idle rolling. Yeah. There you have it. Boop, boop, boop. Good, 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 good. And so belt tensioner, and belt final idle roller. Idle roller. For some reason, put the air filter back in. Alright, and then the engine covers, or head covers, or whatever it was they were called. Shiny and red though, eh? So it's nice compared to a lot of other bits of engine which are all a bit grey or boring in some of the fans. It's nice to have some colour. Nice little bit of colour. Fuel rails, and that's easy to forget because you can't see the ghost image of where they're meant to be in this mode, so you miss them. Alright, not fuel filter whilst I'm thinking about it. Oh, ignition coils. Ignition coil cover. Yeah. Okay, well it feels like I've forgotten something, but no, it's all ticked. So unless I forgot something else, now we have to just don't get this. Paint it there. Whoops. Paint it the same colour again. Where's the paint shop gone? There we go. Well, I'm assuming I'm painting the same colour. I can't change the colour at all, can I? Oh, I can change. Oh, okay. Yeah. Not really, but go on. Yeah, back to garage now. There we go. Don't touch it because it's wet with paint, but otherwise drive it home now please, when I press the right buttons. There's the button I need to press. Take it away. Yay, I had actually completed it. Never quite sure. Alright, we've got time for a super fast one. A Del Rey impersonator. Oh, it's a Del Boy impersonator. That could be super fast. Go on, let's do that. If it was really a Del Boy impersonator, I think it should be bright yellow with Trotter's ink on the side of it or something. Okay, well, yeah, again, it's another relatively nasty looking muted colour, but whatever. It's not my problem. So, this was gearbox only. It's quite a nice looking car with the flip down headlights and everything. So, yeah, gearboxing. So, let's just double check we don't have to take the starter motor off from above. Nope. So what else am I going to do? Oh, I'm going to try fixing it all first, actually, for extra loots. I don't know if it makes any difference or anything. Can I not have to press escape each time? That'd be awesome. Yes, improving all the parts, apart from some of them. I can repair bodywork. I wonder if even repairing all the parts that you trash, I wonder if the value ends up, you know, I wonder if I'm actually going to make any money from making all these better and then selling them. I can't be asked to improve anything that's green already. Alright, good. So now I will sell these. I've got 30 grand at the moment. Oh, I'm gonna hold it down. Hold down right click and then sell all for 9 grand. That's not a bad haul, is it? That's not a bad hauler, you say? Badly. Right. Okay. Let's start me down here. Be up that end. Right. I've got to take the drive shaft off anyway. So let's get that off. Taking off your shaft. Makes you nervous. Right, so then we take off the starter motor. And then we can remove the gearbox itself, which will probably just fall apart. Looks like it's made out of mainly rust. Clutch bearing thingies required. Pressure plate is required. Clutch plate seems okay, but flywheel is required. Right, okay, so now we will be purchasing these parts from the gearbox area. So, pressure plate and release bearing. Pressure plate and release bearing. The flywheel and a V8 gearbox. Flywheel and a V8 gearbox. And then put it all back together. And what have you got? Flibbity flibbity flop. Yeah. And a little thing in the middle. Big box. 6 little bolts. A starter motor and a drive shaft. That's right, get far enough away. Oh, not quite. There we go. There we go. And that should be that job done. That's quite nice in the car. Oops, get away from that. Excellent. Right, there's a couple more jobs. We're up to 40 grand. A few more jobs like that, and selling lots of inventory. And I'll be ready to go back to auction house for more purchasing. Until then, get slapped in the face by this free advertising for people I've never heard of. Who I'm told. Oh, Garrett. Look, there you go. It does say Garrett on the turbo box. So Garrett, turbo. They make turbo, apparently. I mean, you know, in this context, because I know so much about cars, this could be a sort of biscuit, but I guess it is actually a turbo for a car. So, turbo biscuits, they make you work harder, longer, faster, but mainly longer. Anyway, I've waffled enough. See you soon.